Right. Team Getting Fit, Team Get Super Fit Zoom call tonight. We're going to be talking about how to find prospects. For those that don't know me, I'm Erin Wester. I'm a Start I'm coach, founder of Team Getting Fit. For almost 6 years now, so I'm pretty good at finding prospects now that I have no warm market left. I have basically to go off of a cold market. So there's a bunch of really good tips in here that I think will really help new people and older coaches that don't have any more warm market left. So basically the first thing I want to touch on is personal development. If you're not doing personal development, you're not going to be able to find prospects. You're not going to be confident enough to invite them. So it kind of all connects together. So basically, Go Pro is a really good book to read for your first personal development book or read later. I've read it probably 5 times. I have it on audio also, so I'll just listen to it on audio while I'm doing laundry or whatever. But basically, you need to be a professional when you're working this business. That should be the difference between us and other network marketing companies, where I get friend requests from people from other companies and they say, hey, you want to help me out? And I don't even know who they are. So I think I've had about 5 of those today from one particular company I'm not going to mention, but it's very, very unprofessional and it really gives you an ick factor. So I'm feeling pretty icky today. You have to be treating your business like a professional. If you're not, you need to change that. So personal development is key for this business. And if you're not doing your own personal development, you will not have the posture to add new contacts or invite prospects. At Super Saturday, every single coach that they interviewed said personal development is the most important vital behavior. And I really believe that it is. And I know a lot of people do. So if you don't believe in yourself and think you're being a salesperson, you'll be afraid to invite. So you have to put yourself out there and be a professional. So basically, there are 3 categories of coaches. There are posers, amateurs, and professionals. So a poser is someone who treats this business like a lottery ticket. I can get money and I can get some people and make money. So you want to reel them in, you want to be salesy, you just are going to move from one thing to another, just trying to find the thing that works the best. An amateur is always listening and looking for the next hot item or business. These are people that switch from one multi-level marketing company to another over and over again, saying, I'm going to make business quicker somewhere else, and that they're going to be lucky. So they just keep changing until they think they're going to find what they're looking for, but probably never will. Then a professional, someone that focuses on skill and passion. So finding prospects is a skill. It's not something you should just know how to do. It's something you have to learn. So more on the categories, a poser will find prospects by making a list in their head. They think they know what to do. They're just going to invite. They're not going to have a script. They're not going to have a plan. They're not going to keep track of who they invited. They just think they can keep it in the head and they'll be fine. An amateur will write down their list, but they'll start draining their list. When they're out of people, they'll say, oh, I'm done. I can't do anything else. I've invited everyone. Well, did you really invite everyone? Probably not. And we're going to go into that later. A professional will create an active candidate list and keep building. So a professional is going to add people to the list every day. Every single day, I am adding 5 people to my list. I do not go to bed until I find those 5 people and I add them to my list. That's what I do, but this is my job. This is what I do. So I didn't always do this, and I didn't really get very far when you're not actively looking for people. So you need to think about which one you are, and if you're one of these 2, poser or amateur, what are you going to do to change it? So there are 5 key ways to find prospects. So basically, especially when you're brand new, you should make a comprehensive list on paper of every single person you know. Your mailman, coworkers, your doctor, your dentist. There's a memory jogger in the online office you can use. Go through every list of people you have, your Facebook friends list, the list in your cell phone, your Christmas card list, your wedding guest list. You should easily be able to find 200 people from all those places. If they are a Facebook friend, you really shouldn't add them to your list if you haven't actually talked to them ever. They're your friend and you never interacted with them, they shouldn't go on your list. You should build a relationship first and then put them on there. So they actually have to be people you actually know. Number 2, the second degree of separation. So once you complete your first comprehensive list, look at the list you have. As I said, 200 plus people. Think of everyone you know that Uncle Mike knows, whoever it is, who does. So if I put my brother on there, so he's a coach, but he was on my list to begin with. So then I thought about, who does my brother know? Well, he knows lots of people that I know. You know, all the kids he went to high school with, I know because they were all in our house all the time. So I know those people. So you can add those people to your list. Do this with every single 200 people on that list. So who do they know? Double, triple, quadruple your list. And that's a lot of people. Then you should be constantly expanding your list for number 3. So you make your active candidate list. And as I said, talk to and add at least 2 people to your list each and every day. Talk to every single person you meet in a day or find them on social media. You should raise your awareness and pay attention to everyone around you when you're out in public. Don't just be typing away on your phone when you're standing in line at the grocery store. Actually talk to people. Talk to the person that's bagging your groceries. Talk to the person that's bringing up your groceries. Talk to the people in line at Starbucks. So if you add 2 new people a day, every day, you'll be adding 600 new people in a year and 3,000 people in 5 years. So think about how many coaches and challengers you could find out of 3,000 people. Probably a pretty good amount of people. So when you're finding people at the grocery store and adding them to your list, you're obviously not going to immediately invite them to your challenge group or your team. If they say no to your invite, keep talking to them. It doesn't mean no forever. It means no right now. So they should not be off your list if they say no. You just check back with them in a few months. And they'll also be watching what you're doing on social media. So they're going to still be watching you even though they said no. So I've had lots of people come back after years of saying no and decide that they want to join a challenge or join as a coach. So number 4, you need to network on purpose. So you can't hide behind Facebook, corner of your kids' sporting events. I used to always be that person at the basketball game in the back row on my phone, not paying attention. You can't do that. You have to actually try to talk to people. And this is really hard for me because I'm a very introverted person and shy person. You guys probably can't tell that now, but I've really, as I said, personal development has really pushed me to just talk to people. What are they going to say if you say hi to them? They're not going to be like, go away, I don't want to talk to you. And I've actually met a bunch of really good friends from just going to, all our kids are in all the same things. So I've made lots of really good friends by doing this. And then it also gives your kids people to spend time with. So start a hobby. That's another thing you could do. So I started going back to fitness classes because I felt like I was too isolated at home. So I started going to fitness classes and talking to people, not just going to class, showing up after it started and not talk to anybody. No, go talk to people. They're going to eventually ask you what you do, and then you can tell them what you do. You don't need to invite them. Just say, I run my own home business. That's all they need to know. And if they want to know more, they'll ask you. So meet people when you're out and about. Find a local group to join. So like a Bible study, like a mom's group, art class, art and wine. They have where you can paint and drink wine. We have one of those here that I'm actually considering joining at our local winery where you can paint and drink wine and make friends. So when you're making new friends, you don't pitch the business to them right away. Real people and real friends will know what you do and come to you if they want to join. So be professional. Don't just be like, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I do this Beachbody thing. You want to join me? Don't do that. It's icky. So see, number 5 here is the hardest thing for me and what personal development has really helped me with. It's be an extrovert, someone that is fueled by crowds. So introverts are intimidated by large crowds and are energized by being at home by themselves, which is me. But you can't meet any people when you're at home all by yourself. I can't meet my kid, that's who I'm home with, and my dog. People could, I guess, come and bring me stuff and I meet people that way, but it's really not going to work. So you should start with your warm market, and then you're going to have to eventually go into a cold market, which I'm going to talk about that in a little bit too. So you have to always push yourself out of your comfort zone. For me, staying at home is my comfort zone. For me, going out and being social is hard, but I've kind of made myself do it because this is my business and I'm serious about this business, and I really want to help people locally to me because my team is all far, far away. I want a local team, and even if they're not on my team, I want to help people locally so I can meet up with them and give them accountability. We could maybe start up a fit club again, which I've done a fit club before, but it was taking so much time, I just kind of let it go. And personal development can help with this. It can help you feel more confident. It can help you learn what to say to people. All those kind of things personal development can help with. And then there is something on Facebook called People You May Know. So look at who they are and how you might know them. Maybe you actually already know them and you're just not friends. You can look at what they're doing. You can friend request them and follow what they do so you can build a relationship with them. So look at what kind of things they post and comment and like the things that they like, so that when you send them messages, you can talk about what they're really doing and not like trying to invite them to something when like their dog just died or something like that. You really need to know what's going on with people. So people that are engaging on your business page, if they're liking your stuff, if they're commenting on your stuff, you should really try to engage with them and become their friend on Facebook. Again, keep connecting with them personally, get to know them, have them trust you before you actually send them the invite. And then join interest groups, meet people through engaging what they post. So I have joined some parents that have lost child group. I've people that are social workers, those are all the kinds of things I'm interested in. People that read, I read for pleasure. So I'm going to join groups that are all interested in wine. I really like wine. So I joined a wine group, people that really like to go wine tastings. It's beer is my husband's thing. Wine is mine. So just connecting with the people that are like you. That's really how I've been meeting all my people. I probably add 5 to 10 people a day, and that is through my business page and through interest groups. I just don't go into the interest group and just invite everybody, my friend. I'm going to go in there and comment on their posts. Like I made a post in this child loss group because I was new to the group. So I made a post about losing my daughter, and, all these people commented on it. So, I sent them each message and said, thank you for your support. That really means a lot to me. And then, that's all I did. And then I commented on the things that they posted, and then we just build relationships that way. And, I haven't really pitched the business to any of them yet. I'm still just building the relationship, and, we connect. We say, oh, how's your day going today? Because losing a child is hard. So, that's something where we can support each other. And, they're my friends on Facebook, so they're going to see what I'm doing. And that's going to make them hopefully come to me. I've only been in that group for maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So I'm still working on building those relationships in there. So, it takes time, but it's going to be real lasting relationships where they'll trust you. Another thing you can do is you can ask your Facebook friends for referrals. Okay, if they're not interested in what you're doing, do you know of anybody who might be looking for tips on clean eating? Somebody that might be looking for some accountability, just to do like an accountability message thread. I've done that with people. So I don't really have to technically buy anything, but just be doing things to help people that will get you referrals. And then here's some tips for events. So obviously you're going to do this at non-Beachbody, non-network marketing events, because you really can't do this kind of stuff at those kind of events. But if you're at weddings, work events, kids sports tournaments, network with those people. And it's a new kind of a list where you're going to build a relationship first. You're going to eventually become friends on Facebook. And the biggest thing is you cannot decide for somebody else if they're right for your challenge or coaching. You should invite every single person that you know. It's up to them. If they don't want to join you, oh, well, they don't want to join you. And then you keep connecting with them personally as a friend. I mean, if they're eventually going to decide to join you, they'll reach back out to you. And listening to a call, and they said, "Are you God? You should not be passing judgment on what they want to do." Because I've had people that I know that I never, ever thought would join my challenge group. And now, they're in my challenge group. They're doing great. Now they're discount coaches because they want to stay on Shakeology. And that's someone I never even thought to approach, but they just see what you're doing and they reach out to you. So say you shouldn't make the decision for someone else. And then we're actually going to have an assignment for the week. This was a really good idea. So this week, between now and next Wednesday, you need to find 7 new people locally to add to your list. So the post office, the grocery store, kids, school, work. For me, I find a lot of people at Starbucks. That's where I find a lot of people. There are people that I probably should know that know a lot of the people that I know. And I don't know why we don't know each other. And, we just talk about what we do for jobs. And most of them are stay-at-home moms like me, and just talking. And why are you here working on your computer? Oh, well, this is what I do, So you find these people, local people, get their contact information, and find a creative way to keep in touch with them. Then you need to report back how you met them, how you got their contact information, how you kept in touch with them. So I'm going to do this too. I'm going to do this next week too. I'm going to make myself leave my house and go do these things. So that is all I had. Does anyone have questions, comments, anything they're doing that's working for them?
I have a few comments. Erin, that was a great call. Awesome information. This assignment is going to be challenging for me. I just want to share with you guys that, talking to people in person and just meeting people randomly like this is not one of my strengths. And, you guys are going to have your strengths and your weaknesses. And, John Maxwell says, work on your strengths, harness those and don't worry so much about your weaknesses. You can work on your weaknesses a little bit, but it's like the 80-20 rule. You should spend most of your effort on your strengths. And so just to let you guys know, this isn't one of my strengths, but I'm still very successful. So it doesn't mean that you guys have to be good at everything, but you do have to be good at finding prospects overall, whether it's social media. I mean, there's tons of ways, as Erin has just shown, to find people. So don't think that you have to be an expert and good at every single different way of finding people. The most important thing is that you do find people to talk to and that you do it consistently, like Erin said. The other thing is, you brought up the point about like people are going to ask you what you do for a living. If you're not a full-time coach, which I think most of us are not, like what I say is, I'm a software engineer and I also have, a side business as an online health and fitness coach. And sometimes they'll say, oh, fitness coach, like tell me more about that. Or they'll say, oh, you're a software engineer. What company do you work for? So it depends on what their interest is as to where the conversation goes next. So just to let you guys know how to respond to that, state your full-time job and say, I also do this. You might want to practice that a little bit, but don't leave off the fitness coaching side. Sometimes I make that mistake and I screw up and I leave that off. So don't make that mistake. And I think that was about all I wanted to share. So that's going to be a tough challenge, but I'm up for it.
That's, as I said before, that's the part that's hard for me too. I'm horrible at meeting people in person. Horrible. So, I do this full time and I built it all online. So you don't have to be good at it, but it's an extra, always want extra people to talk to. Gives you extra people and then you don't have to stress about trying to find them online.
Exactly.
It's good to go out in public too. That's good. But yeah, even when I had a full-time social work job, I said, well, I do this, but I also do this.
Exactly. Any other questions or comments?
I don't know if I know 200 people.
I bet you do.
Oh my goodness.
Angela, have you ever used a memory jogger?
What's that?
Have you ever used a memory jogger?
No.
Try that out.
Okay.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I was just saying, a lot of people think I'm an extrovert because of my videos, and when they know me, I'm crazy and outgoing, but that's in my little world. But like my Facebook page is private. When I leave work, I come straight home. I even put my alarm on as soon as I get in the house. I was just like, do not leave. I have to get out this weekend, so I think that's going to be my opportunity because I was invited to a formal tea, and I'm the advisor at the University of Southern Mississippi for my sorority. So that kind of is going to have to get me out too. So I have a new group that I'm inducting. So I think that'll be a good opportunity. So
one thing Erin mentioned was, joining groups. So I actually joined a women's entrepreneur group, which is local in my area, and I'm meeting up with the lady who leads it. Well, no, she doesn't lead it, but she's very heavily involved in it. Meeting up with her for coffee on Saturday. Now, she probably is not one to be into fitness and health just by looking at her page. That's just not her forte. But just meeting up with her and seeing, just kind of getting myself out there and letting her know what I'm about. It could be possible that, she may know someone who would be interested. I mean, I've gotten quite a few leads that way from friends who follow me on Facebook and say, hey, you need to meet my friend Mabel. So it's another way of doing it.
Angela, my wife is in a sorority, and she knows a ton of people, and I've met a lot of people that way.
that's where most of my interest is coming from right now, like I was talking about on the last call. And then people that have been watching me before I even got into Beachbody, I was posting my exercise videos and just giving out information to my friends. I have lately received a lot of emails or private messages of people saying they're in the gym, I'm motivating them, they're drinking water more now because I got a little water thing going on right now. So they are coming at me, but right now it's within that circle of mine. But they're coming out. They are contacting me. So we'll see.
Awesome. So one of our next upcoming calls will be about inviting. So you will learn about that.
Okay.
I'm sure you've learned some already, but
yes.
We'll do more of a deep dive into that. And Mabel, that's a great idea to meet with, someone like that. I need to do more of that. I've done it fast, but not lately.
It's funny how that all came about. Is I used a travel notary about a year or two ago to help me notarize some papers for our adoption. And she found me on Facebook and had said that, hey, she knows this lady who is, an entrepreneur guru, and just connected me with her in her group. So this should be interesting, and I hope it's beneficial.
Yeah, that's really good. I want to meet somebody like that.
Yeah.